Alex loved space markets. He loved the noise, the colors, the smells of strange foods, and the chance to see things no human had ever seen before. Today, he was walking through the Grand Expanse Market, a huge station built in orbit around a small green planet. Ships from hundreds of worlds docked here, and aliens of every shape and size walked the corridors. Alex was not a tall man. His brown hair stuck out in every direction, and his blue eyes always seemed to sparkle with curiosity. He carried a small satchel filled with coins from Earth and a notebook where he wrote ideas for trade and inventions. Today, he was looking for something special, a gift for a friend, maybe something rare he could trade later. The first stall he approached sold glowing crystals from the moons of Xantor. They were bright and warm to the touch, humming softly. A small alien with 3 arms, purple skin, and shiny black eyes watched him carefully. "These crystals are not cheap, human," the alien said. Its voice had a musical quality. "They sing when danger is near." Alex picked one up. It hummed gently. "Wow," he said. "This one sings like my old alarm clock." He laughed at his own joke. The alien looked confused, but didn't respond. He moved on to a stall filled with floating spheres that contained miniature storms. One could see tiny lightning bolts dancing inside the glass. A tall, blue-skinned alien with long fingers offered him a sphere. "It is very dangerous," the alien said. "A single spark could start a fire." Alex picked it up carefully. "Oh, I'm good with danger," he said. "I once burned toast and almost set my apartment on fire." He smiled nervously. He laughed at his own joke, but the alien's eyes narrowed. Alex realized the alien didn't have the same sense of humor. He shrugged and walked away. Finally, he reached a quieter section of the market. The air smelled sweet, like a mixture of honey and warm metal. Here he found a small stall with strange artifacts, tiny statues, tools that seemed to glow with energy, and a curious necklace that moved like it had a mind of its own. Alex picked up the necklace. It twisted gently around his fingers. "Hello, there," he said to it. "You look like you could use some company." He laughed at his own joke. Suddenly, a voice echoed behind him, soft but commanding. "Do you always speak to things that cannot answer?" Alex turned. In front of him stood the most beautiful alien he had ever seen. Her skin shimmered like liquid silver, and her eyes were bright green with golden flecks. She had 2 elegant horns that curved backward from her head, and her long hands moved gracefully. She wore a flowing robe that seemed to float without wind. Alex blinked. Hello?" he said. His voice sounded small in the presence of the alien. The alien tilted her head. "You are human," she said, "and you joked that we would make a good couple?" Alex swallowed. "Oh, I was joking. I didn't mean it seriously." He laughed nervously, scratching the back of his head. "Just, a joke. People joke all the time." The alien stared at him. Her eyes were calm, but there was a strange intensity in them. "In my culture, words like that are not mere jokes. They carry meaning. They create bonds." Alex's stomach tightened. "Bonds?" he repeated. "Like friendship?" The alien shook her head. "No, like a life bond, a pairing, a commitment." Alex took a step back. "Oh, wow, that's serious. I didn't..." Before he could finish, she raised her hand and a small wave of light passed over him. It didn't hurt, but it made his head feel dizzy for a moment. "You are now bonded to me," she said softly. "We do now." Alex's mouth opened, then closed. He stared at her. "Wait. What?" The alien queen? He realized now she must be a queen, stepped closer. "Do not fear. The bond is sacred, yes, but it will not harm you. You will understand it in time." Alex ran a hand over his face. "Understand it in time? Right. Okay. Totally normal day in a space market, just bonded to an alien queen, sure, makes sense." He tried to laugh, but it came out shaky. The alien queen raised an eyebrow. "You are not afraid?" Alex blinked. "Afraid? I mean, a little." but mostly confused and maybe a tiny bit honored. She tilted her head again. Humans are strange. You speak with humor even in serious moments. Alex grinned, trying to lighten the mood. Yeah, we're like that. Survive better that way. You should try it sometime. She studied him for a moment, then nodded slowly. Perhaps you are clever. We will see how this bond works. For now, you will come with me to formalize it. Resistance is not advisable. Alex's stomach sank. Formalize it, right? You mean like a ceremony? Or jail? She smiled faintly, almost kindly. Neither. A ceremony. But it is binding. And it requires your cooperation. Alex groaned. Cooperation, right. My specialty. Before he could argue, a soft, glowing platform rose from the ground in front of the Queen. Its light touched, his feet lifting him gently into the air. The Queen walked ahead and Alex realized he had no choice. He had to follow. As they moved, Alex tried to take in the sight of her ship. It was enormous, with walls that glowed softly and ceilings that shimmered like the surface of water. The corridors were elegant but alive, almost breathing. Strange symbols moved across the walls, changing as they passed. Alex whispered to himself, well, at least it's not boring. The Queen turned her head slightly. Do you speak to yourself often? Alex laughed nervously. All the time. Helps me think. And sometimes keeps me sane. She seemed to consider this. Perhaps humans are resilient. Alex felt a small spark of pride. Resilient, that's me. Well, that and stubborn, and occasionally lucky. She allowed a small smile to appear. Good. You will need both qualities in the days to come. Alex raised an eyebrow. Days to come, huh? That sounds like... You mean adventure? She nodded once. Yes. Adventure. Danger. Growth. You will learn what humans can do when they are tested. And perhaps you will teach me something as well. Alex's heart pounded. He had always dreamed of adventure, but he never imagined it would start with a misunderstanding, a joke, and being bonded to an alien queen. Finally, they reached a large chamber. Soft lights illuminated the space, making it feel peaceful despite its size. In the center, a platform, awaited, surrounded by flowing streams of glowing energy. The Queen turned to Alex. Step onto the platform. The bond must be formalized, do not fear. The process is simple, though it requires focus. Alex nodded slowly, swallowing his nerves. Simple. Yeah. That's what everyone says before things go terribly wrong. The Queen glanced at him, but did not comment. Alex stepped onto the platform, feeling a warm, gentle pressure wrap around him. He felt his mind tingle, his thoughts connecting strangely to the Queen's. It was unlike anything he had experienced. He could sense her curiosity, her intelligence, and something softer, almost like warmth. Alex laughed softly. Well, this is new. The Queen's voice echoed gently in his mind. You are not afraid. Alex whispered aloud. Afraid? Maybe a little. Mostly excited? Her laughter rang in his thoughts, musical and kind. You are human. You are clever. You will survive this, Alex smiled, feeling a strange confidence. Survive? I was hoping to do more than survive, maybe impress? She tilted her head. We will see, Alex. We will see. As the process completed, Alex felt the bond settle, not heavy, but powerful. It was as if he had gained a companion, a connection unlike any human or alien friendship he had known. And in that moment he realized something. Even though he had joked carelessly, fate, or perhaps the universe, had given him something incredible. A chance to show humanity at its best, to teach, to learn, to survive, and perhaps to thrive. Alex took a deep breath. Well, Queen Veralia, I hope you like humans. Because here I am, The Queen's gaze softened and she replied, "I do now." And with that, Alex's ordinary day at the space market ended, and his extraordinary adventure began. The chamber was quiet now, bathed in a soft silver light that seemed to pulse gently, like a living heartbeat. Alex stood on the platform, still feeling the lingering warmth of the bond. His head felt full of strange thoughts, almost like he could sense the Queen's curiosity mixed with intelligence. It was overwhelming, but oddly comforting. Queen Virelia stepped closer, her eyes calm and steady. "The bond is complete," she said. "Now, you will learn what it means to be connected to me." Alex swallowed. "Connected. Right. I thought being bonded meant, getting kidnapped." He laughed nervously. "Turns out it's more mental?" Virelia's lips curved slightly in what could almost be called a smile. "Humans are humorous, even under stress. That is admirable." Alex took a deep breath. "Admirable. Good. I like that. I want to be admirable, not just survive." The Queen inclined her head. "You will have opportunity to show your abilities. But first, you must understand our ways. My people value connection, trust, and understanding above all. Our bonds strengthen empathy and intelligence. You will learn to share thoughts and feelings in ways your kind rarely experience." Alex blinked. "Share thoughts? Like telepathy?" "Yes," she said simply. "And more. You will sense emotion, intent, and even the faintest thoughts, but only if you are open and willing." Alex laughed nervously. "I think I'm willing. Mostly. Probably. Maybe." Virelia did not comment. Instead, she gestured for him to follow her. He moved through the corridors, his eyes wide with wonder. The ship was enormous. The walls shimmered like living metal, flowing gently in patterns that seemed alive. Symbols glowed softly, changing and shifting as they passed. The corridors themselves seemed to guide him, almost as if the ship knew. He was a guest, though clearly the Queen was the true master. As they walked, Alex tried to focus on something familiar. "So, Queen Virelia, do all your people look like you?" She glanced at him, curiosity flickering in her eyes. "No. We vary in appearance, but all share intelligence and the bond ability. I am chosen to lead, so my appearance reflects strength and wisdom." Alex nodded. "Strength and wisdom. Check. You look like you could conquer a star and still make tea." Virelia tilted her head. "Tea?" Alex grinned. It's a human drink. Hot leaves, very relaxing." He laughed at his own joke. "But don't worry. You don't need it to lead an empire, just maybe to survive humans." She studied him in silence for a moment. Then, in her melodic voice, she said, "Your humor. It is unusual. It distracts but also connects. Humans have a strange power in this." Alex's heart warmed a little. "Power. Yeah, that's what I like to think. I mean, humans are clever, adaptable, sometimes stubborn, and very curious. We survive because we think in ways others don't." Virelia's eyes brightened. "Curiosity, intelligence, unpredictability. These are qualities we respect, though we do not often see them in other species. You may teach me, and perhaps others, the value of unpredictability." Alex tried not to smile too much, but it escaped anyway. "I teach? Queen Virelia, that's kind of a lot of pressure. But I think I can handle it. Maybe." They reached a room that glowed with a soft, golden light. The floor seemed liquid, reflecting the light from above. In the center, a table displayed an array of alien devices and artifacts. "This is the learning chamber," Virelia explained. "Here, you will observe and practice our culture. You will understand rituals, trade, and the bond's power. Most importantly, you will see why humans may be valuable allies." Alex's eyes widened. "Valuable? Okay. That sounds important. I like important. Mostly. Hopefully. Definitely. Viralia handed him a small orb. It glowed gently, shifting colors as he held it. This will help you understand us better. Place your hand on it and focus on your thoughts. Do not resist the connection. Alex hesitated, then touched the orb. A warm sensation spread through his hand, up his arm, and into his mind. Suddenly he could feel Virelia's thoughts, not all at once, but like distant waves brushing against his own. Curiosity, patience, and a calm intelligence flowed toward him. Whoa, Alex whispered. This is amazing. I can kind of sense you. But it's weird. Virelia's voice filled his mind. Weird, yes, but also powerful. You may sense emotion, intent, even thought. Do not fear. Open yourself. Alex nodded. Okay. Open myself. Here goes nothing. The orb pulsed and Alex felt his mind expand. He could sense the rhythm of the ship, the subtle emotions of nearby crew members, and even the faint traces of thoughts from visitors on distant decks. It was overwhelming, but he focused on the Queen. Interesting. The human adapts quickly. Her voice flowed in his mind. Most are afraid or resistant. Alex grinned. Yeah, I'm used to weird stuff. Humans are resourceful. Virelia's smile came through clearly, though not in words. Resourceful, indeed. Perhaps this bond will benefit both of us. Alex laughed softly. Benefit both of us. I like that. That's fair. Over the next few hours, Alex practiced with the orb. He learned to sense subtle emotions, to communicate silently with Virelia, and to anticipate her intentions. It was like learning a new language, one of thoughts and feelings rather than words. As the day passed, Alex found himself relaxing. Virelia was patient and kind, correcting mistakes without anger. He realized she genuinely wanted him to succeed. During a break, he wandered the chamber, examining artifacts. One was a small sphere that projected holographic images of stars and planets. Another was a tool that could manipulate matter at a small scale, bending metal and energy with precision. Alex's eyes sparkled. These are incredible, he said. Your people. Wow. You have tech and knowledge humans only dream of. And you trust me enough to handle it. Virelia's gaze softened. Trust is earned, Alex. You have shown courage, curiosity, and adaptability. These are rare qualities. Your humor, though strange, shows resilience. Alex felt a surge of pride. Resilience? Yeah, I've got that. And stubbornness and maybe just a little luck. She tilted her head. Luck? Yes. Humans rely on unpredictability and intuition. It is fascinating. Suddenly, an alarm sounded, a soft, pulsing hum that reverberated through the chamber. Lights changed from gold to red. Alex jumped. Alarm, good or bad? Virelia's eyes sharpened. Bad. A rival faction has detected our presence. They are preparing to attack. You will see why humans are valued. Alex gulped. Attack? Oh, right. This is the adventure part, huh? I thought it would be just learning and tea. Virelia's hand glowed slightly. You will assist in defense. Use your skills, your mind, and your courage. I will guide you. Alex's heart pounded, but a thrill ran through him. Skills, mind, courage, got it. Improvisation, check. Survival, check. Impress the alien queen. Working on it, as the crew mobilized. Alex noticed something. The bond, which had seemed strange at first, now gave him a strange advantage. He could sense tension, anticipate moves, and even understand the subtle signals Virelia sent without speaking. He grinned. Okay, humans do have an edge. Let's see if it's enough. The ship's weapons hummed to life. The corridors were bathed in pulsing red light. Outside the windows, tiny shapes of enemy ships appeared, moving fast, sleek, and deadly. Alex took a deep breath. All right, adventure. Let's do this. Virelia's voice entered his mind. Courage, Alex. Adaptability. Humor. These are your weapons. Alex laughed softly. Humor. Right. I can definitely try that. Hopefully it helps. And as the enemy ships closed in, Alex realized something important. Humans might be small, unpredictable, and sometimes clumsy, but they were capable of more than anyone imagined. The bond was no longer just a joke. It was a connection, a trust, and perhaps a beginning of something greater. And Alex was ready to prove that humans were more than clever. They were extraordinary. Alex's heart pounded as he moved through the corridors of the Queen's ship. Red lights flashed across the walls and alarms rang softly but urgently. Outside, he could see enemy ships glinting against the blackness of space, sleek and deadly. He swallowed hard, trying to calm himself. Queen Virelia's voice flowed in his mind. Do not fear, Alex. Your mind, your unpredictability, your humor, these are your weapons. Alex swallowed again. Humor? Right, got it. He forced a grin. Let's hope it works better than my last joke. The corridors ahead were busy with crew members preparing defenses. Weapons hummed to life and small drones zipped through the halls. Alex followed Virelia as she guided the crew, her presence commanding yet calm. Every movement seemed effortless, and yet he sensed the immense weight of responsibility she carried. This is going to be interesting, Alex whispered to himself. Mostly for me, probably. Virelia's voice entered his mind again. Interesting can be good. Humans are clever when challenged. Alex tried to steady his breathing. Clever? Yeah, that's my specialty, mostly. They reached a control room overlooking the main deck. Holographic displays showed enemy ships approaching from multiple directions. The Queen gestured at the screens. We cannot outgun them. Their firepower is superior. You will need to think creatively. Alex blinked. Outgun them. Okay. Outthink them. I can try. Improvisation. Check. He glanced at the crew. Most were calm, moving efficiently, but Alex could sense tension. The bond allowed him to pick up subtle cues from Virelia and the crew. He realized his human unpredictability could give them an edge. All right, he muttered. Time to see if humans are really as clever as everyone says. Virelia nodded. Good. Use the environment, use their expectations. You will succeed where precision alone may fail. Alex scanned the room. He noticed small energy conduits along the walls, panels that could redirect power, and a few maintenance shafts that led outside the hull. He formed a plan in seconds. Queen Virelia, he said aloud. If I reroute power through the outer conduits, it could create a blinding pulse that confuses the enemy sensors. Then maybe we can sneak a few drones around them and disable their engines. Virelia's eyes gleamed. Excellent. You understand improvisation and strategy. Do it. Alex grinned. Improvisation, check. Strategy, maybe. Courage, still, working on it. He dashed toward the conduits, twisting panels and rerouting energy as fast as he could. Sparks flew, and the corridors hummed with new energy. Every movement had to be precise but quick. He could sense the Queen's attention on him, her trust in his abilities strengthening his confidence. Outside the ship, enemy fighters closed in, firing streams of bright energy. Alex watched through a viewport, calculating and adjusting. Then pulse he created surged outward, hitting enemy sensors like a wave. For a moment, the enemy ships faltered, their movements jerky and confused. Yes, Alex shouted quietly. Improvisation works. Virelia's voice flowed in his mind, calm and approving. Clever, Alex. Continue. Using the distraction, Alex guided a team of drones along hidden paths. The drones zipped silently toward the enemy engines. He could feel the Queen's attention, her confidence in him strengthening the connection of the bond. Almost there, he whispered, adjusting. The drones' paths. The enemy ships shuddered as the drones struck, disabling engines one by one. Small explosions flashed, but the Queen's ship remained untouched. Alex's grin widened. See? Humans can be useful. Virelia's thoughts entered his mind. Not just useful, extraordinary. You think differently. You see possibilities where others see only obstacles. Alex laughed softly. Extraordinary. Okay, I'll take that. Mostly because I have no choice right now. The enemy regrouped, firing more accurately this time. Alex noticed their patterns. They repeated the same sequences, expecting predictable responses. He realized he could turn their predictability against them. Queen, he said aloud, if we make the ship appear damaged, they'll get overconfident. Then we can lure them into the debris field and trap them. Virelia's eyes glimmered. You understand tactics well. Proceed. Alex dashed from control panel to panel, adjusting energy flows, creating holographic illusions, and manipulating the ship's external sensors. The enemy ships, thinking the Queen's vessel was vulnerable, moved closer. Exactly as he had predicted. Gotcha, he muttered. The debris field loomed ahead, a mass of broken ships and asteroids. Alex guided the Queen's ship carefully, drawing the enemy in. Once they entered the field, the Queen's ship moved unpredictably, weaving among the obstacles. Enemy ships collided with debris, engines failing, weapons misfiring. Alex grinned. Improvisation? Check. Courage? Check. Heroics? Maybe. Virelia's voice entered his mind, approving and warm. You are brave, Alex. You are clever. You are unpredictable. These are qualities your kind possesses that even the most advanced species cannot anticipate. Alex felt a rush of pride. Unpredictable, and yeah, I've got that down, mostly. The enemy ship struggled to retreat and the Queen's ship glided through the debris unscathed. The crew cheered quietly, still tense but relieved. Alex let himself smile. He had never felt so alive. Virelia turned to him. You have done well. Your unpredictability saved many lives today. You see why humans are valued? Alex nodded, trying to catch his breath. Yeah, I see it. We survive because we think differently. We improvise. Well, we're stubborn. And clever and a little lucky. She inclined her head. Stubbornness, yes. Cleverness, yes. Luck, sometimes. But courage and humor, these are rare. You possess them all. That is why you are extraordinary. Alex laughed softly. Extraordinary. Right, that's a lot of pressure, but I'll try to live up to it. Virelia smiled faintly. You already have. The alarms faded and calm returned to the ship. Alex leaned against a console, wiping sweat from his forehead. Wow, that was intense and fun. Mostly intense. Virelia studied him. You performed admirably under pressure. You see, Alex, humans are small, fragile, yet capable of remarkable things. Your unpredictability, your ability to adapt, these are qualities no weapon or technology can match. Alex grinned. So, we're important, huh? Not just cannon fodder. No, Virelia said. Humans are extraordinary, and you, in particular, have proven it today. Alex laughed, softly. Extraordinary. I'm starting to get used to that word, mostly because you say it a lot. The Queen's eyes softened. You have humor, even when danger surrounds you. That is strength. Remember it, Alex. It will serve you well. In the trials to come, Alex nodded. Trials? Right. I guess this was the first one. Hopefully not the last. He chuckled, mostly because I like proving humans are clever. Also, I like surviving. Virelia's gaze lingered on him. You are resilient. You adapt. You laugh. You endure. These are qualities I admire. Alex felt a warmth in his chest, not from the bond, but from pride. Admirable, yes. That's me again. Hopefully for a while longer. The Queen's hand glowed faintly. You will continue to amaze, Alex, and I will continue to watch, learn, perhaps even trust you more. Alex took a deep breath, feeling the bond settle firmly. The Queen had seen his cleverness, his courage, and even his humor. He had faced danger and survived. And through it all, humans had proven what he had always believed. They could do more than survive. They could shine. Alex grinned. All right, Queen Virelia, that was fun. Mostly intense, but fun. Next challenge. Bring it on. The Queen inclined her head, a hint of approval in her gaze. Very well, Alex, the next trial will test not only your mind but your heart. Are you ready? Alex laughed softly. Ready? I was born ready. Mostly. Definitely. And as the ship moved through space, leaving the disabled enemy ships behind, Alex realized something important. Humans might be small, unpredictable, and sometimes clumsy, but in the right moment, with courage, wit, and heart, they could achieve the extraordinary. And Alex, bonded to an alien queen, was about to prove it again. The calm after the battle was short-lived. The Queen's ship floated through the void, damaged but intact, when a sudden alert flashed across the control panels. Alex's stomach dropped. Queen Virelia, he said urgently. What's happening? Now? Virelia's voice was calm but sharp in his mind. They have not given up. A rival faction has taken offensive measures. I am captured. Alex froze. Captured? Wait, you mean you're not on the ship? No, she replied. They have taken me aboard their flagship. You must act. Quickly. Alex's heart pounded. He had never felt such fear before, but the bond between them gave him focus. He could sense her confidence even in the enemy's hands. I will guide you, she said. You are clever, resourceful, human. Alex swallowed. Resourceful. Okay. Clever. Hopefully. Courage. Still working on it. He ran through the corridors, gathering supplies and scanning the ship's systems. The ship had smaller maintenance pods and external access shafts. If he could reach the enemy flagship unnoticed, he might be able to rescue her. Virelia's voice filled his mind again. Use what you have learned. Observe. Think differently. The unusual methods humans employ can turn the tide. Alex nodded, even though she could not see him. Think differently, or got it. Improvisation, check. Humor, maybe. Hopefully it helps. He moved quickly, slipping through maintenance corridors that twisted through the ship like a maze. He could feel the pulse of the ship, almost as if it guided him toward the external access point. Finally, he reached the pod bay. A small escape pod hummed softly, powered and ready. Alex climbed in, setting coordinates for the enemy flagship. The pod's engine flared, and he rocketed into space, leaving the Queen's ship behind. The void stretched endlessly. Enemy ships patrolled the path, but Alex relied on what he had learned from the bond. He could sense shifts in energy, anticipate movements, and adjust his course before sensors could detect him. This is incredible, he whispered. Humans, okay, mostly clever, let's see if it's enough. The enemy flagship loomed ahead, dark and angular, surrounded by smaller fighter drones. Alex scanned the hull. The main docking bay had security doors and energy shields, but there were maintenance shafts along the side. Tiny, almost invisible, they led directly into the inner ship. Okay, Alex muttered. Improvisation, now or never. He aligned, the pod with the shaft entrance, careful not to alert the guards. He could feel Virelia's presence in his mind, calm and focused. Good. You see the opportunity. Take it. Alex's fingers worked quickly, opening the pod hatch and slipping through the narrow shaft. It was tight, and he had to move slowly to avoid triggering sensors. Sweat ran down his face, but he gritted his teeth. Humans endured. Humans survived. Finally, he emerged in a dimly lit corridor inside the enemy flagship. Alien symbols glowed faintly on the walls. He could sense faint patrols ahead, their movements predictable but deadly if he was caught. Virelia's voice flowed in his mind. Use shadows. Move silently. Anticipate. The unusual actions of humans can confuse even the best trained enemy. Alex nodded. Anticipate, got it. Move silently, maybe. Confuse the enemy. Challenge accepted. He crept forward, listening. Guards spoke in low, unfamiliar tones, moving rhythmically. Alex could sense their thoughts. Suspicion, focus, confidence. Perfect. Predictable. He darted from shadow to shadow, using small energy panels to block sensors. Every step required calculation and improvisation. One wrong move, and the Queen's capture could become permanent. Finally, he reached a large chamber. Inside, Virelia was held by glowing restraints, her eyes calm but assessing. She noticed him immediately. "Alex," she whispered in his mind. "You came." Alex grinned, even though he was nervous. "Of course I came. Humans don't leave friends or alien queens behind." Virelia inclined her head slightly. "Good. You must act quickly. They will notice if you delay." Alex surveyed the room. There were 2 guards, armed and alert, and a control panel near the restraints. He could hack it, but it would take time. Instead, he noticed the environment. A series of overhead conduits, small panels, and energy lines. He could create a diversion. Improvisation. Check, he whispered. Courage. Definitely check. Heroics. Maybe. He triggered a small panel, sending a spark across the floor. The guards jumped back, startled. Alex used the distraction to dash forward, knocking one guard into a console. Sparks flew, and the second guard hesitated. "Now," he shouted to Virelia. She reached her hand toward the restraints. A soft glow enveloped her fingers, and the bonds released with a quiet hum. Her eyes met his, approval and pride shining. Alex grinned. Rescued, check. Mission, mostly successful. Now for the escape. The corridor behind them was already filling with alarms. Patrols were moving faster, and the enemy was aware of their presence. Alex held a small energy device he had found, directing it to create temporary shadows and illusions in the hallways. "Follow me," he shouted. "Trust humans." Virelia smiled faintly. "I do. Your unpredictability serves well." They moved quickly, weaving through the corridors, using every trick Alex had learned from the bond and observation. Energy doors, narrow shafts, and glowing panels became their tools. He could sense the patrols' thoughts, predicting their paths and avoiding confrontation whenever possible. Finally, they reached the maintenance bay where Alex had entered. The escape pod awaited. Alex triggered the pod systems, opening the hatch. He helped Virelia inside. "Ready?" he asked, breathless but smiling. Virelia nodded. "Yes." "Trust in your abilities, Alex. Lead us safely." The pod shot forward, slipping past enemy sensors. Outside, the void of space stretched endlessly. Alex maneuvered with care, weaving between debris and smaller drones. His heart raced, but the bond gave him focus. He could sense Virelia's calm confidence, guiding him subtly. "Humans. Okay, mostly clever," he whispered. "Let's get out of here." The enemy flagship fired, but Alex anticipated the blasts, dodging with precise maneuvers. Energy shields on the pod flared, absorbing some of the attacks. He laughed softly. Improvisation and luck. Check. Finally, they reached open space, far enough to avoid pursuit. Alex stopped the pod, taking a deep breath. "Wow," he whispered. "That was intense. Mostly dangerous, but intense." Virelia studied him, her eyes calm. "You have proven your courage, your ingenuity, and your resourcefulness. Humans are remarkable." Alex grinned. "Remarkable, yes, I like that. Mostly because it's true. And because you said it." She inclined her head. "You have earned trust, Alex. Not only mine, but of many who witness human capability. Your actions today will be remembered." Alex felt a swell of pride. "Remembered, yeah. That's good. Mostly good. I like being useful." Virelia's eyes softened. "You are more than useful. You are extraordinary. Courage, intellect, humor. These are rare qualities. Alex laughed softly. Extraordinary. Okay, that's twice today. I think I like the sound of it. They drifted in silence for a moment, the void around them quiet. Alex looked at Virelia. You know, I didn't expect today to be this adventurous. Mostly because I didn't expect to be captured by aliens or to rescue an alien queen. Virelia's lips curved faintly. Adventure often comes uninvited. Humans, however, are prepared in ways others are not. Alex grinned. Prepared? Yeah. Improvisation, courage, and stubbornness. That's humans. The queen studied him. And you, in particular, embody these traits. Your unpredictability. It saved lives today. That is why humans are valued. Alex felt warmth in his chest, not just from the bond, but from pride. He had faced danger, used his mind, and survived. And he had proven something important. Humans were capable of extraordinary things when the situation demanded it. Extraordinary? Yes, that's me again, he said softly, smiling. Mostly because I had to be. Virelia's gaze lingered on him, approval and trust shining in her eyes. You will continue to amaze, Alex. And together, we will face what comes next. Alex laughed softly, the sound echoing in the pod. Next? Yeah. Bring it on. Mostly adventure, hopefully less danger. But if not, humans survive. And as the pod glided toward safety, Alex realized something important. Humans were small, sometimes fragile, but their courage, intellect, and ingenuity made them capable of greatness. And bonded to an alien queen, Alex had proven that human spirit could shine even in the darkest corners of space. The escape pod floated silently through the void of space. Alex leaned back against the control panel, breathing heavily but smiling. Beside him, Queen Virelia remained calm, her eyes soft with approval. The danger had passed, but the adrenaline still hummed through Alex's veins. You were incredible, Alex, Virelia said, her voice calm yet warm in his mind. Your resourcefulness saved many lives today, including mine. Alex laughed softly. Incredible? Yeah, that's a word I like. Mostly because it's true. And because you said it. Virelia inclined her head. You have earned trust, Alex. Not only mine, but of all who observe the human species. Your actions prove that humans are extraordinary. Alex grinned, feeling a mixture of pride and relief. Extraordinary. Yes, I like the sound of that. Mostly because it feels right after today. Outside the pod, stars stretched endlessly. The void was quiet, peaceful. For the first time in hours, Alex allowed himself to relax. The bond with Virelia pulsed gently in his mind, a constant reminder of the connection that had grown through danger, laughter, and shared courage. I never expected today to be so intense, Alex said, his voice soft. Mostly because I didn't think I'd be rescuing an alien queen. Virelia's lips curved faintly. Adventure often comes uninvited. Humans, however, are prepared in ways others are not. Alex chuckled. Prepared? Yeah. Improvisation, courage, stubbornness. That's humans. And apparently, occasionally extraordinary. Virelia's eyes softened. You embody the best of your kind. Your unpredictability, your humor, your bravery. These are qualities even the most advanced species cannot anticipate. Humans are valuable. And so are you, Alex. Alex felt warmth in his chest. Valuable? Yes, I like that too. Mostly because I'm starting to enjoy being, well, useful. The pod's controls beeped softly. Ahead, a friendly space station came into view, its lights twinkling against the dark backdrop of stars. Alex maneuvered the pod carefully, docking smoothly. Once inside the station, they were greeted by officials of the Neutral Interstellar Council. Aliens of all shapes and sizes watched them with curiosity. Word of Alex's daring rescue had spread. Quickly, human Alex, one official said, its voice deep and mechanical. You have demonstrated courage, ingenuity, and resilience. Your actions today may influence future relations between humans and other civilizations. Alex blinked. Future relations. Wow. Mostly, I just tried to survive and save my friend. I mean, the Queen. Virelia's gaze met his, calm but proud. You have done more than survive, Alex. You have shown the value of your species. Alex shrugged, trying to appear modest. Value? Okay. I like that. Mostly because it's true. The officials nodded in approval. Virelia turned to Alex, her expression softening. Your human courage and adaptability have earned respect. You are not merely a participant, you are a symbol. Alex felt a flush of pride. Symbol. Wow. Mostly I was hoping to get through the day without being blown up. Turns out, humans can do more than survive. Virelia's eyes gleamed. Indeed. Your species possesses qualities that many overlook. Humor, unpredictability, empathy, and cleverness. Today, these qualities were decisive. Alex laughed softly. Decisive. Yeah, that's a word I like. Mostly because it means humans can actually make a difference. Virelia inclined her head. You have made a difference, Alex. And together, we will continue to do so. As they walked through the station, Alex noticed small groups of humans and aliens gathered nearby, whispering and observing. He could sense their curiosity, their admiration, and their respect. Even though he was a human, small and fragile in comparison to many alien species, he felt powerful. Not in strength, but in courage, intelligence, and spirit. He turned to Virelia. You know, I never thought humans would be noticed like this. Mostly we just survive, trade, joke, and try not to get eaten. Virelia smiled faintly. Humans often underestimate themselves. You possess qualities that inspire trust, respect, and cooperation. Today you have proven it. Alex grinned. Proven it? Yeah. Mostly because I had to, and because I couldn't leave you behind. Virelia's gaze softened. And that is why we are bonded, Alex. Trust, loyalty, and courage. These are the foundations of the bond. You have shown all three. Alex felt the bond pulse gently, a reminder of the connection that had grown through danger, humor, and shared challenges. He realized something important. Humans were not just survivors. They were capable of inspiring trust, forging alliances, and achieving greatness when it mattered most. Queen Virelia, he said softly, I think humans are more than you probably imagined, mostly because we can surprise even the cleverest aliens. Virelia's eyes gleamed. Yes, and you, Alex, have demonstrated this. We will work together, humans and aliens, to build understanding, trust, and perhaps friendship. Alex laughed softly. Friendship? Yeah, that sounds nice. Mostly because it's easier than being enemies. The Queen's eyes softened further. Friendship, trust, and cooperation. Qualities humans excel at when they embrace. Their strengths. Courage, cleverness, humor. These are remarkable traits. Alex grinned. Remarkable. Yes, that's another word I like. Mostly because it fits humans perfectly. Together they moved toward the council chamber, where discussions of alliances and future cooperation awaited. Alex could sense the respect in every mind he passed. Humans, he realized, were capable of more than they often believed. Their cleverness, humor, and courage could influence entire civilizations. As they entered the chamber, the council members bowed slightly. Virelia addressed them, with calm authority. This human, Alex, has shown qualities that are rare and valuable. Courage, ingenuity, humor, and resourcefulness. These are traits that make humans extraordinary. We must consider them as allies, not just participants in galactic affairs. Alex felt a swell of pride. Mostly, he had just wanted to survive. But now he realized humans could truly matter on a larger scale. One official leaned forward. If this human represents his species, then humans may indeed be a valuable partner in the future. Your actions today have proven potential beyond expectation. Alex shrugged modestly, smiling. Potential? Yeah. Mostly because humans are clever, adaptable, and occasionally lucky. That's us. Virelia glanced at him, her expression softening. You embody the best qualities of your kind. And that is why the bond is not just symbolic. It is meaningful. Together we can achieve more than individuals alone. Alex nodded. Achieve? Yes. Mostly I just wanted to make a difference. Turns out, humans can do that. The council deliberated, and soon, formal recognition was given. Humans were now seen as trustworthy allies, their courage and ingenuity acknowledged across civilizations. Alex could feel the bond strengthening with Virelia, not just as a connection of obligation, but of trust, friendship, and shared purpose. Virelia placed a hand gently on Alex's shoulder. You have shown the power of human spirit. The bond is now more than a ritual. It is a symbol of partnership, trust, and the potential for greatness. Alex laughed softly. Greatness, yeah. Mostly because humans deserve a little recognition sometimes, and because we earned it. Outside the chamber, the stars stretched endlessly. Alex looked at Virelia and felt a strange warmth. The queen, once intimidating and distant, had become a trusted companion. The bond was no longer a joke, a misunderstanding, or an accident. It was real, meaningful, and powerful. Queen Virelia, Alex said softly, I think humans and aliens, working together, can do amazing things, mostly because we bring different strengths to the table. Virelia's eyes gleamed. Yes. Together, we can achieve balance, understanding, and progress. You have shown the value of human qualities, courage, humor, adaptability, and intelligence. Extraordinary indeed, Alex grinned. Extraordinary? Yes. Again. Mostly because it fits perfectly, the queen inclined her head. Perfectly. And in that moment, Alex realized something important. Humans were not just survivors. They were clever, courageous, and capable of inspiring trust and cooperation. And bonded to an alien queen, Alex had proven that human spirit could shine across the stars, forging alliances, earning respect, and creating a future filled with adventure, trust, and the promise of greatness. He took a deep breath. Adventure, yeah. Mostly fun, mostly intense, but always human. Virelia's eyes softened. Human, Alex, and extraordinary. Together they looked out at the stars, ready for whatever the galaxy had in store. The bond was no longer accidental. It was a partnership, a connection, and a promise of remarkable things to come. And Alex knew one thing for sure. Humans could not just survive. They could shine.